So I'm not flashing anybody. I got a dress on, you know, strapless, and I got thigh highs, and I got a you know, my dress is kind of short. I got a some booty shorts on, some Daisy Dukes. My lips look weird. They're doing some weird shit the last 2 days. Sorry. Well, I guess. It's early in the morning, like it always is when I get on here. But I gotta set these guys off for a minute. Faces, it's full of happy roses. Home again, the whiskey flow again. I'm still waiting for the whiskey to flow, y'all. Somebody needs to be a good friend and bring me the cure, the cigarettes and the whiskeys. Don't ever bring the girls, because I'm not boy no more. Here again, home again, let the whiskey flow again. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about that Irish cure. Oh well, I'm looking for a message because this boy's coming over to see me, so yeah. It's like that. 6 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. And you better be coming too there, like you said. My new friend in England wants me to sing a song. I haven't learned her song yet, but yeah, my lips swelled up something funky. They swelled up on the top right and the lower left, heading this way and that way. So at least my body's like still doing like clockwise, like it ought to in the northern hemisphere, right? Sign of life. So yeah, I pretty much laid up and cried and sobbed and cried going to sleep and cried and sobbed waking up upon opening my eyes. Yeah, I was pretty devastated. I was 33 days away from having the most perfect year of my adult life. Yeah. It really sucks balls. Yeah. I'm finally kind of okay. You know. Not really, but I'm fighting back. I'm about to, yeah. I'm about to fight back in a big way, but mostly I just want to be happy. I wanted to finish out this first year as a girl with no trauma. And, you know, I mean, it's, you know, six of one, half dozen of the other, you know. You know, that trauma was kind of required, you know. When my daughter had turned 1, I decided to never cry again. I had cried all year, the first year of her life. Well, for 9 months of it. You know, when her mama asked me to move out, and I said, okay, sure, I love you, I love her, you know, this is how it's going. I was like, oh, you know, I got my job. You know, I'll be here every day after work to see my baby. And I said, you know, we had long talks about this too, when she had decided not to have an abortion and then to get engaged and everything. I was like, the one thing that I ask you not to do, whatever else you do, don't alienate me from my child. And you know what she did the very next day after I moved out? Alienated me from my child. All kinds of crazy accusations. If she calculated that they were going to make me pay $125 a week, or $111 a week, or whatever it was, she had calculated. And she had her little receipt book. And if I wanted to have the privilege of holding my daughter while she cried, while Claire followed me around with a notebook, interrogating me and yelling at me and demanding answers of me for an hour. Yeah, I had to pay $111 an hour for that privilege for me and my daughter to be in distress. Yeah, it was crazy. So I wanted to die that year. Seriously, I spent the whole year drunk, high on drugs, barely knew who I was most of the time, because anytime I approached being sober, I did what I just did up here for 12 days. I laid down and I cried a river of blood and wanted to die, you know. And when she turned 1, I wrote her a really beautiful song. I'll play it up on here one of these days. Maybe for her birthday. My birthday comes around here in a couple of months. When she turned 1, I wrote her song for her birthday present, for her first birthday. Because I wanted her to know, like, no matter what she was told, when she heard this song someday, that I have been thinking about her. That she was what I thought about. You know? And, I wrote this song, and I stopped crying, and I buried my pain deep down, and you know how that goes, it became anger. I didn't trust anybody. I could lay next to you and tell you I love you. Talk about building a life with you, and I didn't trust you looking you in the face. I didn't get close to anybody. It would appear I was close to you, but I wasn't really. I was faking it. I determined nobody was ever gonna hurt me like that again. I had been a fool. I had followed my heart and given everything. And then we got ripped out and eaten with a spoon in front of my eyes. You know? And, yeah. So, you know, I think it was probably kind of necessary. You know, it really kind of put me in a bind. But my rent got paid. My lights are on. I'm getting food today. Hopefully somebody's supposed to be coming with some cigarettes and some whiskey later. And spend time with me, somebody who loves me. Louis the other week brought me a bottle of whiskey and 2 packs of cigarettes and a big old honking, you know, pack of toilet paper, enough to last me for 4 months. My neighbors have been feeding me, you know. But that river of pain that buried deep down in me, it bled itself out the last 12 days, and it ran its course till it was done. Except this time I didn't want to die. You know? This time I didn't want to die. This time my money was gone. Somebody had frozen my bank account and took my disability pension I earned serving my country in combat for almost 3 months. 3 out of 33 straight consecutive months. Yeah. So, you watching this? You see you next Tuesday. Or my daughter is watching this. That money I live on is below the poverty level. It's like Section 8 food stamp level. Right? There is no money. I'm not rich. Right? But I'm a good and decent person. And that's why I didn't want to die this time. Because, you know, the things that were said about me and what was done to me, it rocked my whole identity in my 20s. Everything I worked for, trying to become a decent person and be a good person and be someone that could parent a child and co-parent a child, you know, like, and it destroyed me. It was what I grew up with no dad. That crazy mama told everybody how horrible he was. And I turned around and married my crazy freaking mother. Waited till I was 27 to have a baby with somebody. Thought I was well adjusted and was gonna escape the generational curse, right? Oh yeah, no, I didn't. She crazy. Her sisters is crazy. You know? They're like my mama's family. The women in the family are all kind of paranoid and crazy and fearful, anxiety ridden, you know. But you know what? You know what? So, yeah. Anyways, I can't go home to Massachusetts. Hell, I can't even feed myself or wipe my own ass this month. You know? I'm about to turn 52 in less than a month. And this has gone on for 25 years. Almost half of my life. Driven from state to state. State to state. Because every time I honestly got an apartment and a job and I called them child support people and said, yo, man, I got another place. I'm not homeless no more. I got a job. I'm going to start sending some money. All kinds of crazy stuff happened, man. Claire's other sister worked for the state for child services or welfare or somebody, you know, CPS. Oh yeah, this whole thing goes deep, right? So I would go into work, man. I remember one time I went to work, everybody loved me. Went to work the next day. Somebody looking at me real weird. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Boss calls me in the office, tells me that they don't need someone like me working for them. So whatever they called and said, because it wasn't just the letter saying, this dude got to start paying child support out of check. Somebody called and maligned my character and said really bad things about me. Right? They ain't supposed to do that. They ain't supposed to give out that information so that the baby mama can do that. Right? This is what these people did to me. I get a job. I was in Texas one time. I got a job working. The only job I could find was at the 7-Eleven. I got a job working at the 7-Eleven. I worked 90 hours. It was checks on a 2-week cycle, so I got paid for like 2 days of the first cycle, and now I work 90 hours in the next 2 weeks. You know, I got a check for $97 and got evicted. That's why I went to Arkansas. Went to the University of Arkansas instead of the University of Texas. You know, and then went back in the military and went to Iraq. And then the minute I couldn't pay child support no more, Arkansas put a warrant out on me with PTSD and just come home from Iraq. I had to leave there. I came up here and I talked to the lawyers from MacB at the BA. You know, she got that glossy-eyed look like I was one more hetero cis dude that was kind of angry and PTSD and, was exaggerating my situation, because I must have been exaggerating, right? They call it awfulizing. Yeah, it's the woke therapy thing that your pain's all in your head and you're just awfulizing, making it worse. Right? Until she called Miss Bikini. Now, Miss Bikini, Patricia Bikini was actually her last name, was a soulless evil. See you next Tuesday. Now, this high-powered woman attorney, I mean, Sarah was cool. Sarah Strumstrom, she was great. Come back and looked at me, and I could tell from the look on her face. And she was like, dude. And these were her exact words. She was like, Miss Bikini is a fucking dickhead. What is wrong with these people? I was like, you remember how you was looking at me when I was telling you this is what was wrong with these people? They're like, pay, die, be homeless, go to jail, be a prisoner, can't get a passport. Hell, I couldn't even get a decent job for years because I couldn't get a driver's license. You know how often you go to pull out an application even for some stupid shit like McDonald's and they're like, where's your driver's license? And you're like, oh, I don't have one, I just have the state ID. And you're over 30 and you're like, really? Why don't you have a driver's license? They've already decided you ain't getting a job and that you're some type of deviant or malcontent or, drunk driver or... You know what I'm saying? So this is what these people did to me for 25 years. For 25 years, I haven't been able to go home to Massachusetts. For 25 years, my daughter has thought that I was some selfish bastard that did not care about her. Yeah. I was driven out. And it was all I could do to stay alive, to not be suicidal, to not give up, and to stay one step ahead of the policeman, because I was not going to jail when I was not a criminal. Quit using your vaginas and your children to send men to paupers jail, to poor people prison, debtors jail. And your politicians, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Elizabeth Warren, stop saying you're a friend of veterans. You represent the state that's let this happen for all these years. And not just to me. Y'all are soulless and you're evil. And you pretend that because you look good and say good things that you somehow have a soul and character. But you suck. You really suck. You're evil. You're antithetical to society. To good people. Boobies, right? I keep having to find ways to keep the guitar away from me. This song always makes me think of Mike too. And all those years of going down the road. right. Gonna miss me when I'm gone. Oh, you're right. Gonna miss me. Miss your baby, rolling in your sweet days. Lay down last night, Lord. I hate this guitar in these movies. If I get up further, I can get a good lean on it. Now I know why they made parlor guitars back in the jazz era. Lay down last night, Lord, wore out, could not my rest. Mine was a wonder, like the wild fish. I said the sun gonna shine, baby, through my back door someday. Well, that sun gonna shine my back door someday. In about an hour, as a matter of fact. That March wind gonna flow over the way. This morning's gonna be Daddy. He's coming. I was a hell. Bound. Train. All right, the movies. I shine my light in that cool Colorado. Well, I know you right. It's me. Mr. Baby, I'm rolling in your dear daddies. Most people taste all their lives and they never get it. Just keeps running away from them, you know. You know why? Because they try to hold it and own it. They think that this game's about ownership and possession. It's not. It's not about ownership. It's not about possession. But you just don't understand that, right? But you know what? I'll tell you what it is about. My grandma, baby, your grandma, sitting by the fire. Your grandma said to my grandma, I'm gonna kiss your cheek on fire. I said, hey now, Pino Anane. That's Anane. Giacomo Pinane. Hey now, hey now. Acco, day. Giacomo Pino Anane. Giacomo Pinane. My hound dog, baby, your hound dog. I gotta keep out my lookout for my daddy, my boy. I can't believe I'm saying that. My hound dog, baby, your hound dog. Scratching, please, sitting by home. What your hound dog said to my hound dog. Oh, set your tail. I'm fire talking about hey now, hey now. I go, come on, I'm not. Giacomo Pinane. And while you're here on YouTube, go look up Giacomo Pinane. Look up the song. If you can't tell me where it came from right now without looking. I stood for black man in the city of New Orleans, and Africans and the Native Americans of New Orleans who no longer inhabit that city, having ritualized back and forth combat like type greeting kind of thing, call and response between their two tribes, between the Africans and the natives. And the black dude was like, oh man, and he wrote it down and he made a song out of it. But it was something unique that could only happen because he was in that place at that time and listened and wrote it down. And most people don't even know that that's what it's about. They think it's about drugs or, some Rastas chilling in the Caribbean somewhere or something, smoking some spleets. But it's not. My grandpa, your grandpa, was sitting around that fire. Well, your grandpa said to my grandpa, punch her cheek on fire. Hey now, I go on, that's actually how it sounds, on day, I go on day, Giacomo Pina, Giacomo Pina, Giacomo Pina. There's the African response, the French Caribbean. Giacomo Pina, Giacomo being on day. Anyways, love and peace. My boy should be here anytime now. I'm gonna go have fun.